Awesome. All right, we're filming. So, Nakul, we're gonna in this video. Basically, I'm just gonna ask you about your plans in the near future, your mindset you have now, and I mean where you want to actually take that, where you want to use that mindset, and where you want it to get you. Right. So, talk to me about what you're doing right now and where you want to be at the end of August 2026.
So the absolute biggest thing I can do right now is make cold calls. As you know, we've been trying, but it's not been successful in terms of being consistent, right? We've not been consistent.
Mm,
I've been, doing what we say. So we say 100 for the next 1 month. That's not been happening right now. So base
yeah.
mindset shift that needs to happen right now is, following through with what you say. And I think, there's enough proof as well that if you do this, you make a certain number of cold calls, you're eventually bound to get at least one client, right? So
Yeah.
like it's just a numbers game. Volume negates luck, as Alex Hormozy says. So that's what we need to
Yeah.
do now. And by the end of August, like at least two clients, have to be there, and they will.
Bro, I think you should actually like create a bigger goal than that because if you say like two clients by August, which is like 3 months, is like you could definitely like bro, you could like triple that, like more than triple that. Like so I would say make your goal like probably 10. So that even if you don't reach your goal, if you only do like half of that, you'll at least have like five.
Yeah,
Um it's better to try and like set your goals incredibly high so that even if you fail, you'll still like achieve a lot more than you would have thought. Um, so yeah, your goal is two right now. Set it for like 20.
yeah, yeah.
Awesome. But
Shoot for the stars and you
yeah,
land on the moon.
exactly. Yeah, but yeah, that's true. I mean, I myself told you like, I mean, I'm gonna do like what like at least 500 dials per day, and right now I only did like 40 today. But it's kind of it just shows that most of success is really just doing what you said you're gonna do. So
Yeah,
bro, and I mean, I'm not the only one that has that problem. I've seen like a lot of different people in a lot of different school groups. Same thing. You would hear they have this accountability like challenge. They'd stop on day like 10, never hear from them again. So it's like a common issue. It's kind of like just powering through it and actually doing what you say you're gonna do, which is the toughest part, just doing it. Um, but what are some of like the goals you have in mind other than like a specific client, but what sort of like lifestyle do you think you want to aim for that you think you could reasonably accomplish within that time?
I'll say within a year from now. So more short term, I'd say I definitely want to be making enough money to travel whenever I want. Just book a flight ticket without thinking twice. So
Yeah.
say I'm scrolling reels, for example. I'm looking at my reels. I see this really beautiful place. Okay, I'm like, oh, I never even knew this existed, and like, it's the best time to travel right now, this month. I want to be able to like
Yeah.
book a ticket and just go there for like a week or 2 weeks, and like see the place, have fun, and at the same time, I want to be able to like work. So like this business, that's the great thing about it. You can make money online. You can work when you want. You choose the timings.
Mhm.
So that's what I want, and it's like a recurring revenue model, right? The money keeps
Yeah.
flowing in. So yeah, you want to move the business forward. You work hard. You do some deep work, but you want to kind of
Mhm.
chill. You want to explore the world. You want to do fun things. You can do that as well. So that's the great thing about it.
Yeah, that's a good point. So you would say at this point in your entrepreneurial journey, you really care about location freedom.
Yeah, 100%. Like that's
Fair
one of the
enough.
biggest reasons I'm doing this. I'm young. I want to travel. I want to meet new people. I want to have exciting stories I can tell my kids about one day.
Yeah, same. I actually like relate to everything you just said, so that's a good point.
Go Maxine.
Yeah. What would you say is like, all right, what would you say is like the benchmark where like the monetary like benchmark, what would you say is the point where you think you could easily like travel anywhere you like, but you have to be making this certain amount per month?
I think I was saying easily, I'd say $3,000, mostly profit. Yeah, say like $3,000 profit. I could easily be traveling because I don't want to, I don't want to live in like those fancy hotels and do all these fancy things. I want to like experience the country properly. And I feel like if you want to do that, you
Mhm.
have to like kind of live like the locals, live a little low budget as well. Yeah, so
So more like backpacking, more like cultural appropriate what the locals would do,
exactly.
how they would
So I want
live.
I want a balance between, paying for the most expensive hotels and like being a total
Hmm.
hippie. Like I don't want to live in the back of a van or something like that. I still want to live
Right.
in like a place with a comfy bed that I can retire to in the night. But yeah, nothing fancy.
What would you say is like say like 3 to 4 things that the version of yourself that has those things or could live that way would be doing that you aren't doing right now? Like what would you say you need to do to change to become or achieve that?
That person is definitely not making excuses. That person is not questioning, does this work? Does it not work? They're going out and trying it for themselves and seeing, getting the result, then, giving themselves feedback, improving on it, and, applying that again. It's just that loop. So that's what they're doing.
Yeah.
Like they're not waiting for some sort of validation externally. They're not waiting for someone to tell them, yeah, this works. They go and try that, immediately. It's that thing about how speed is key. So definitely that. Other than that, not only working on the business, but working on myself as a human being. Like I don't want
Hmm.
to have an insane business and be some fat bum, right? I want to look good. I
Hmm.
want to feel good mentally, physically, everything, spiritually. So working on all aspects of life is your business grows if you grow. That's what I believe. So it's simple,
That's a
simple
good
like that.
point. Yeah. I like that. I like that. Okay. So what would you say is one thing that you would want to say to your future self if you could have? Like what is one thing you have in mind right now that you want to say to your future self?
Say to my future self,
Yeah.
I want to say thank you because I know you
All
made it.
right. All right, fair enough. I like the confidence. I like that.
Yeah,
That's good though. Being positive is always, I mean, that's always the way to go about it.
yeah.
So yeah, man. I mean, appreciate your time. This is like a milestone video. Um, or not a milestone video. What do you call it? Like a time capsule. Yeah, that's it. Right, where you kind of like make it where this is like before you actually like start winning, and when you do start winning, you can look back on the way you were back then, the kind of thoughts that you had, the mindsets, and yeah, how far you've come. So yeah, man,
I think we
appreciate
should
it.
mention the
And
date as well. It's for me, it's 10th June. For you, it's 9th June, 2026.
9th June, yeah, 2026. Yeah, look at that. All right, man. I mean, and we actually share like a lot of similar goals. So more or less everything you said, I actually agree with. Um, and yeah, I really believe that the more you grow as a person, the more your bank account grows, basically, right?
Yeah,
The more competent you become, yeah, the more you'll achieve and the more money you'll make. So yeah, man, appreciate your time and yeah,
yeah,
look
man.
forward to achieving a lot with you. Yeah, bro. Of
For having me on.
course.